Hey guys, so
What's up, YouTube?
today we're going to do another versus battle. And we kept waiting for other people to give us suggestions, and no one gave us suggestions, so we just picked them.
Completely random.
We did. He suggested magic users, so that's what we're doing. We're using magic users. We're pitting Jinn against a Sorcerer.
Interesting. We don't really care about the outcome of this one, so it was easier.
And Jinn boy over here, he chose Jinn, and I got Sorcerer. So though he'll be debating for the Jinn to win, even though he really didn't.
I mean, no, not really.
And I'm going to be voting for the Sorcerer to win. So, alright. Begin.
Okay. So I covered the Jinn. I went over a little bit of the history. I didn't know really anything about it. I thought like Genie, Aladdin land. But no. Apparently, it's Arabic and Islamic. So originally Arabic, and then it actually comes out in the Quran, the Muslim Bible. They mentioned the Jinn a lot, which was really confusing. So they date back to the 1500s, often mentioned as like a translucent being or mist or smoke. But they do have a physical form, so they can interact with things in this realm, because they're not actually from this realm. They're in a realm parallel to ours, and that's where they get their powers from a weird part of their brain that nobody explains, doesn't exist. But whatever. So yeah, their magic comes from a different plane and an unknown part of their brain, which gives them their abilities. They are said to be born into our realm from a smokeless, scorching flame. Which, just fire with no smoke, and then they just pot. Very malevolent and trickster type creatures, and tend to cause trouble for anyone they run into. But even though they are annoying, they can be good, evil, or neutral.
So just whatever they're choosing.
Yeah, they're kind of like people.
Well, that's good. They have a choice.
Right.
And some stuff I've looked up for information on sorcerers. Sorcerer, sometimes known as a sorceress if they're female, is a wielder of arcane magic bound by their own willpower. Unlike most other arcane spellcasters, particularly the wizards they are often compared with, sorcerers have innate magical ability and are noted for their lack of study in obtaining such power. So they're born and they can just cast stuff.
Accidentally blow your babysitter up.
I hear him meow. He's right here. Yeah. Blaze would like to say hi, everybody.
He's like, fuck, I don't want to be on camera.
Anyway, they originate in like the Middle England and Middle France era type of environment, I guess. That's where you see a lot of them from. Sorcerers or sorceresses use sheer willpower to work the elements, animals, or objects. These abilities are innate, and if individuals are not trained to control their power, the power may take matters into its own hands and manifest its own.
Yeah, shit. Having a bad day and just...
If you're sick, if a sorcerer is sick, that's not good.
Well, I needed to do that door there anyway. So. Alright, so we'll go over a little bit of the abilities. For the Jinn, air, smoke, and fire mimicry, so they can just poof into air, or smoke, mist, whatever you want to call it, and a little fire that they get born out of. I like that. Enhanced condition, so increased durability, speed, and strength. They're often talked about moving really fast. I don't know why. I've never seen anything, TV or movies, that makes them move really fast, but that's what it said on the internet.
I was seeing a movie, it's on Netflix, called The Jinn.
Yeah.
And those suckers are pretty quick in that one.
Right. So other than that, it can fly, it can turn invisible, it can shape-shift into anything, teleportation, has the ability to grant wishes, and warp reality. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds awesome.
Well, you take this,
right,
and then things will get weird.
And then we're here. That's an inside joke, but anyway. Limitations, though, this is kind of the part that threw me. I was like, yeah, well, we're going to lose. But often it says that they're tied to a catalyst, which is the way they travel between our realm and theirs. So often pictured as a genie lamp. You rub the lamp, they pop out. But it doesn't have to be. It can be anything.
You could be
right. Mountain Dew Genie.
Mountain Dew Genie. Dew Genie.
You know, crack's too expensive. They do have magical limitations, so they use their life force to use their magic and grant wishes.
Ooh.
But there's a set limit. The older they get, the less they have, the more it takes for them to use it. So once they run out, they die.
So we're gonna use like prime because sorcerer is similar to that.
Right.
So we're gonna use like a prime sorcerer, like him in his prime, versus a genie that's like in his prime. I don't know when that would be, but they're prime.
It also says that the younger they are, the more heat it takes for them to use their abilities, which is really weird.
The more heat,
Heat.
like warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. They have no magic immunity or resistance, so that leaves them wide open to the sorcerer's abilities.
So the Jinn shouldn't try to fight the Phoenix or the dragon.
Probably not. And they're very bold. They don't really think through what they're doing. They kind of just have fun, like fucking with people, which could end badly.
Yeah. All right, and some of the powers that I found for the sorcerer, which there's a lot, but I did like the main ones. They can conjure fire or any of the elements, really. They can make barriers for themselves or others, or just around an object. It's some kind of magical barrier, and apparently it's capable of withstanding a nuclear blast.
I need one of those. It's coming, people. It's coming.
Armageddon boy over here.
I'm waiting.
They have telekinesis, so they can move stuff with their mind. They also have telepathy, so they can talk with their mind. They can fuck with the Jinn.
Very.
Just like hearing voices, like, who are you talking to? I hear something in my head.
Right. Just go nuts and then run away.
They have extrasensory perception, so they can see and sense things without the normal five senses. They have creation and manipulation of something called pure magic tendrils, and I couldn't really find anything super in-depth about it. All I could find was basically they make these magical tentacles out of nothing, and they can either be used to attack or defend themselves. And they have the ability of creation. They can create objects, people, creatures, and they can use glamours, which basically they can change what they look like. So if the Jinn's like injures them, they can be like, "Yeah, I'm a frog," and just hop away. But the way it works is like they'll cast the spell on their opponent, and their opponent, they're still there, but their opponent would, like, for my thing, they would see a frog.
Not know what to fight.
And then the frog would attack them, and they'd be freaked out because
Right.
the frog's attacking them.
Crazy mutant frog.
Battletoads.
Right.
They can speak to animals and plants. They have precognition and postcognition. If you don't know what that means they can see the future and they can see the past. They just see all of it. Just all of it. All the time.
All of the time.
And they can create crossing points. They can basically make doors or portals to other parallel dimensions. I wonder... Well, like, their power is sourced off of a parallel universe. I wonder if they can die in that universe.
Yeah.
Like Jinns.
They can die. If they use all their magic, they die just forever, everywhere.
So like a sorcerer could just go into their world and just drain their magic out of them, and they would just cease to exist in the physical plane.
It would probably increase their abilities. It's the only thing that I can see that would make sense.
The weaknesses I found for sorcerers is somatic. Sorcerers must use gestures. They have to use their hands to cast spells. So a bound sorcerer is a powerless sorcerer. That sucks. Visual, they have to be able to see their target to cast the spell on the target. So if the Jinn's hiding, they can't do anything to the Jinn. And the Jinn apparently can go invisible, so that could be a problem.
Right.
Power cap. When a sorcerer is born, their power level is set. There's no way to increase it. No matter what they do, they can learn as many spells as they want. Their power level will not exceed that certain point. A sorcerer can kill themselves if they channel too much magic into themselves, perform a spell that's too high level for them, or if it's a spell that requires life force. And a fun little fact that I found online was apparently there's a story about a sorcerer who created a pack of demon-killing dogs, which I don't think he covered that, but Jinn is like a race of demon. So the sorcerer made a pack of demon-killing dogs, and then hunted down a Jinn and killed it. The sorcerer was later arrested for witchcraft, but that's not the point.
Okie dokie. So as far as predictions go, I believe the Jinn will put up a hell of a fight and try to best the sorcerer, but the limitations are really mismatched. And a creature as intelligent as a sorcerer would definitely figure out a way to destroy the catalyst, and this would either take the Jinn's magic or his life. So either way, I mean, he's useless after that. But with the Jinn's ability to warp reality, I think he could hold his own in the fight. But ultimately, any creature that requires any type of idol, I give them the boot. They lose.
And my prediction for the fight would be the Sorcerer will win, mainly due to the fact that he will take the fight more seriously. The Jinn will be like joking around about it. He won't really see the Sorcerer as an actual threat, probably until it's too late.
Right.
And the Sorcerer, if need be, can use his precognition or his postcognition and just read everything that's going to happen for the fight and know what the genie's going to do before he even gets a chance to do it.
Exactly.
Or he can look in the past and see in past fights what the genie or what the Jinn's done in past fights to win fights and be like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Or look back and use his telepathy to read his mind to see what his plan is.
Mm-hmm. So he can learn everything he needs to know about the Jinn before the fight even really starts, because they do have time manipulation. So he could just freeze time, do all of his research basically, and then unfreeze time and know everything about the Jinn, everything how he acts, his personality, his voice, everything. But once that's done, if he couldn't kill the Jinn, which I don't know if the Sorcerer would be able to actually kill him, but even if he couldn't kill him, he would then trap him either in a parallel, like make a door and just put him in there, or send him back to his own world, or trap him in a time bubble, put him in a statue, or make a little lamp for him to put him in. But I think the Sorcerer would win mainly because of his Sorcerer would take it seriously from the get-go, and probably, or what he could do if he didn't have time to do his precognition or postcognition, he could put that barrier up.
Mm-hmm. The Jinn can't get in.
And the Jinn couldn't get in, and
Right.
he could do his thing to research about the Jinn, and then once he's done all of his research, just lower the bubble, and then they start fighting.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about this the whole time because we didn't really write out a scenario, but the best way that I could see it playing out would be like, yeah, the Jinn can turn invisible, or he could go into his mist form and dodge a few attacks, use his ability to alter reality, so the Sorcerer gets kind of confused. But with that bubble keeping magic out, it wouldn't affect him, and eventually the Jinn would either have to run or use the last of his energy and just die. The Sorcerer could either outstand him or actually just hit him eventually with anything because they have no resistance.
Right. All the Sorcerer needs is that one good blast to hit the Jinn.
Or his catalyst.
Yeah. Once the Jinn, that's something else with the post-cognition, like looking in the past, he would know what it would be.
And where it is.
Because it could be a rock, like something like a rock or a blade of grass, and he'd be like, no, that's it. Fireball.
Right. Boom. Gone. So we didn't really look into these things too much because we just thought it would be fun. People wanted us to do another one. Nobody really helped out. So we pulled up a list and just picked two. Like I said, I knew nothing about the Jinn really. Just
There's some stuff about sorcerers I didn't know about.
It was kind of cool. I liked it.
And but yeah, so we both ultimately agreed that the Sorcerer would probably win.
Yeah.
The Jinn would probably put up a good fight, but with the Jinn not taking it seriously from the get-go, there's a blaze right there.
Constant interruptions.
With the Jinn not taking it seriously, probably from the very beginning, and the Jinn using his life force, so if it was a elongated battle, the Jinn would get weaker and weaker.
Right.
And I don't know, with him not really, like there's a lot of limitations for a Jinn. Now,
Yeah, there's just too many weaknesses. I mean,
even if the Jinn was a free Jinn, like if he had no catalyst, I still think the Sorcerer would win. With the same method, like he would just learn about the Jinn and know everything about him and know exactly what he's afraid of, and that would be a big thing. They can conjure stuff. Like, what if the Jinn's afraid of snakes?
right, just throw a bunch of snakes
Just
out.
conjure a fucking army of snakes to attack him, and then
Right.
the Jinn starts freaking out.
Can you really call it a win if you go home and run away?
Well, I think if he starts to freak him out by the snakes, he tries to run away, just chain him down.
Right.
And now, see if the Jinn were to bind the Sorcerer, then the Jinn could probably win, but the Jinn would have to know that.
Right.
And if he's not taking it seriously, he wouldn't think about that.
They're also not very smart. They're just tricksters.
Yeah, so kind of a one-sided fight this time.
A little bit. if somebody give us some ideas, we'd have a better, you know,
Yeah,
back and forth.
So a couple people were like, Pegasus versus Unicorn. Well, we've already come up with that. We won't even do research. We'll tell you right now. We'll just settle this in 2 videos in 1. The Pegasus versus the Unicorn, okay? We don't know anything about them. We didn't do any research. But our ultimate conclusion is the Pegasus and the Unicorn will come together and make a Pegahorn, which is an actual thing. I know this because I looked it up.
Dumb.
It will have Pegasus wings, and it will have a unicorn horn, and it'll be all powerful and live forever and be unstoppable and make little Pegahorn babies. I don't know.
See, I thought that was so dumb. I just thought of it right now. Like, nope, you don't even do that. Just do the fight between the ones that ride on either of them.
The ones that ride on either of them?
Mad about his phone in these videos.
I am. But alright guys, we have an idea for another versus battle. That's probably going to be the next video we put up. I think you guys will really enjoy it. That's all we got for right now. So until next time, catch you guys later.
Dang, the camera didn't die one time.